Hey guys, wanted to do a brief video in regards to the Kenneka Jenkins case, and it is going to be brief. I've heard several things brought up in the Kenneka Jenkins case that have been untrue, and when I hear something, I try to go find the information and put out something so that people can see that this or that is actually the truth. And one of the things that I've heard is that Leonore is adopted, and that's not true. And I wanted to bring you a receipt to show you otherwise, but this is coming from the Cook County Clerk of the Circuit Court, their electronic docket search. This is a public search. It is a free search. And before anyone says, oh, you don't need to be doing that, if she wanted that information out, she would have put that out. Well, that may be true, but I don't know that she would also want people running around telling untruths about her either. So I just try to set the record straight one way or the other. And this is the information that I found, and I wanted to share it so that everybody can be armed with the truth. Because education is power. Knowledge is power. So, anywho, Leonore, this is in regards to Leonore Harris. That's Kenneka's sister. And this court case was filed on December 17th of 1992. And it's to establish paternity. And it's Teresa Martin against Leonard Harris. And the court case, like I said, was brought December of 92. And then what they did was they set an initial court date for 1/7 of 93. And Teresa Martin went to court and they scheduled her a hearing. And they set that hearing for the next month, which would have been February of 93 at 9:30 a.m. And 8 days later, trying to do the math, 8 days later, they sent a summons to Leonard Harris. I need to make this smaller. I had blown it up just so I could read. They sent a summons on 1/15 to Lenore's dad, Leonard Harris, or assumed father, I should say, or alleged father. And then the court date rolled around. So on 2/1, Teresa Martin goes to court, and Leonard Harris did not show up. So the judge then issued an alias summons, which is, the judge will issue an alias summons when someone is unreachable by the first summons. So when they issue a summons, they'll send like a sheriff, or in my county, they send a constable to serve you papers. Sometimes they send the sheriff or some type of law enforcement officer to get you to sign off on the summons to let the judge know that you have been served properly. And so they issued the first summons. They were unable to reach Leonard Harris. The judge issued an alias summons, which means second attempt. And they set the case back on the hearing docket for May the 10th of 93. And it looks like the alias summons was returned on 4/14/93, and they went to hearing on 5/10/93, and it says, order plaintiff, defendant, or witness to appear aloud. So then, on that same date, it says, order plaintiff, defendant, or witness to appear aloud. And then they continued it on the docket to September the 15th of 93. On September the 15th of 93, there was an order for withholding. And that usually is just, withholding from a check or withholding from some sort of income. So in other words, they're not going to withhold income from somebody that was not deemed to have been this child's father. So, in other words, between May the 10th of 93 and September the 15th of 93, they established paternity. I'm sure through a DNA test. And so then on 9/15 of 93, when the court date rolls around, they did a order for child support. The judge did. And also at that same hearing date, they did an order they ordered for support payments to be directly deposited to her or directly, paid to her. And also that same date, they actually issued a judgment in the favor of Teresa Martin for the child support. And then on September the 24th of 2008, they did an affidavit proof of service for notice to withhold. So I don't know what brought that back up in 2008, but I don't know if that's when she reached 18 or what that was, but that it came back on the docket at that time. So regardless, this case was in favor of Teresa Martin, and they did establish paternity for Leonore's dad, and it is Leonard Harris. And I just wanted to make sure that that was out there so that people knew that Leonore was not adopted. So hopefully that'll clear that little issue up for some people. So anywho, I just wanted to bring that to you guys, and that's all I have for right now. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.